correct. That is accurate in detail. Now, again, Dr. Chris Martinson and Brett Weinstein and Masako Ganaha and Vandersfield, Chuck Holton, I just had them
were confronted by a journalist, a group of journalists in the United States, asking, where did you come from? You're here in the United States, who are you, where did you come from? Here was his response.
That's the route that people come through. They never get raped, they don't get murdered, they don't get robbed, because they pay up front. They pay thousands of dollars. They pay thousands of dollars. They pay thousands. It's an Imbarah village. They are expanding. It's an Imbarah village. They are expanding that facility for more Chinese who come through. They never get raped. Who come through. They never get raped.
It didn't take reporters very long, actually, to figure out where this guy was from. It turns out this man was allegedly from Azerbaijan, and he'd been in jail for the last 12 years on terrorism charges. Take a look at this.
The Chinese, it's in Mandarin, but they're coming through. The Chinese, it's in Mandarin, but they're coming through Colombia, and they come through on the boat, they get on the horse. It's a total vacation video. That is correct. That is accurate in detail. Now, again, Chris Martinson.
So there you can see he was arrested 12 years ago for terrorism, organizing explosives and other charges to carry out terrorist attacks. And somehow just released last week on January 19th from prison, and he's already in the United States. What in the world is going on here? Again, this is happening in the United States, and this week, the Supreme Court in the United States ruled that the Biden administration can remove razor wire from those border fences that the Texas National Guard had erected to try to keep terrorists out, but also to try to keep the illegal invasion from happening. So what is happening to our country? Well, Tucker tweeted this just a short time ago. So it's unanimous. Everyone in power, from the White House to the hedge fund managers to the Supreme Court of the United States, has decided to destroy the country by allowing it to be invaded. That leaves the population to defend itself. Where are the men of Texas? Why aren't they protecting their state and the nation? Investigative journalist Michael Young joins me now from the Darien Gap in Panama, the major choke point where these illegals converge before heading up to the United States, using luxury buses to be ferreted up to the United States border. Michael, you just exposed a stunning story down there in Panama that involves the head of Homeland Security, Mayorkas. I want to get to that story in a moment because it's incredibly important. But first, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of the points that I just made. Number one, on the terrorists having the balls to tell this U.S. reporter, hey, you'll find out who I am soon enough. What was your response when you saw that?
We see this all the time. This is normal for people like me and quite a few others who are on the border all the time, whether Texas, Mexico, Arizona, the whole works, California, or down here on the Darien Gap, Colombia. We see it everywhere, constantly. Very arrogant, very pushy, often. You can tell a lot of these people are on a mission, and that includes Chinese as well. I just took Brett Weinstein and Chris Martinson and Masako Ganaha and Ann Vandersfield back to the Darien Gap with Chuck Holton. We were in there again at the camps, took them out deep into the jungle. Of course, Chuck Holton and Masako Ganaha go down there all the time. And there were many Chinese again, always arrogant, always pushy, always, one guy, for instance, I asked where he's from, and he said Korea. And I said, and then he spoke to his wife, apparent wife, in Mandarin. I said, you're not from Korea, you just spoke Mandarin. And he laughed. He obviously spoke English as well. And then his apparent daughter, maybe she was a teenager, she spoke some English, and she said, oh yes, we're Chinese, Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, I can tell the difference by looking at them. I spent a lot of time in China and Korea and all over Asia, many years, right? And so, but the bottom line is, a lot of the people coming in are definitely on a mission, and a lot of the Chinese go in and they grow marijuana. Again, Chris Martinson, Maine, Dr. Chris Martinson, and Brett Weinstein, and Oregon, and Oklahoma, I just had them. They're putting him ready to take him and deep into the jungle, right? That's working. So this is a very serious issue. And Islamic, you got to keep in mind, probably the most dangerous Islamic terrorist organization for Americans is Hezbollah. And Hezbollah is very thick down in Venezuela, right? And the number one group of people coming through are Venezuelans. Many of the Hezbollah speak Spanish fluently, right? And so, I'm sorry if you hear background noise. That's actually the Panama Canal back there behind me. And there's a railway and a road back there. So, but the bottom line is many of these people from, you know, in 1994 there was a terrorist bombing here in Panama. It killed 21 or 22 people. About a dozen were Jewish. I recently had lunch with one of the relatives, and within one day of that, there was another attack in Argentina that killed about 85-ish. It was a lot, right, at a Jewish center. That was Hezbollah. The mastermind behind the Panama attack is believed to now live in Venezuela, and he owns a bar. You can't make up this stuff, right? So he's still there. So these people that come in to Venezuela, if you're Iranian, you can get a passport immediately. That is accurate in detail. Now, keep in mind, many of the Hezbollah, Martinson and Brett Weinstein in Venezuela, they're not they can pass the Venezuelan, no problem whatsoever. They take him deep into the jungle. That's where he spends a lot of the time.
And I've seen a lot of these guys with these sort of fake passports pretending, you know, trying to pass themselves off as different nationalities. Of course, we saw this during Vietnam. You know, people pretending to be Filipino, and so, you know, obviously different passports pretending to fly under the radar. I want to get your take on something you uncovered in Panama, which is a bombshell story. The HIAS facility that you uncovered there is a China camp. Can you explain what this is, and Secretary Mayorkas being a part of this illegal invasion of the United States?
I mean, I've been talking about they're coming through 3 years. Colombia, when I first come through the Chinese, the Hebrew Chinese, immigrants, Chinese, or in Mandarin, immigrants, coming through the Chinese, it's in Mandarin, they're coming through exactly what they are. Colombia, and they come through on the boat, an email get on the horse ago. He said, you know, Mayorkas was a board member of HIAS, Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society.
Now, again, Chris Martinson,
is from
Dr.
Cuba.
Chris Martinson and Brett Weinstein and Mufasa Ganaha and Venezuela Chuckle. I just had them,
and then he moved. You can see there's a congratulatory letter from HIAS on their website for Mayorkas moving on to bigger and better things from HIAS. They get on the horse, the Secretary of Homeland Security. Now I come through, they never get Chris Martinson to the camp where you see the photo of the HIAS at a 30. They have the HIAS the Chinese like 5 on the boat. They get on the horse. It's a total vacation. Down in Darien, I'll send it to you if you haven't seen it. Actually, it's a building that I almost rented on the video. Part of that route. It's a total vacation. They're like, yeah, here they are. And they come out to this village camp that Mayorkas went to on April 18th, 2022. I was physically present when he did it. I have video when he did it. He came there on April 18th, 2022, right next to the highest building, which is China Camp, and he increased the size of that camp. This is the main camp. It's really not a camp much anymore. It's more of a bus station. When you come out of the jungle, you can go there, get a shower, and then get on the buses and head up to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and end up in the United States in a week or so. Now, the China camp, also here called San Vicente Camp, down in Darien Province. Again, I've spent months down there, right beside this camp. That camp, the trailers that they put in after Mayorkas came with fistfuls of cash in 2022, the trailers are from China. So in other words, these trailers, I've been inside the trailers, a bunch of bunk beds, very clean, very nice, showers. Those facilities actually were made in China, bought with American money. HIAS is mostly funded by American money. It's public. Same with IOM. IOM and HIAS, their offices.
Now, again,
right
Chris Martinson,
Dr.
Chris
So
Martinson,
this
and
choke
Brett
point, this spot
Weinstein
where,
and
and who's then staying in these nice environments? Is it the Chinese then? And before they're then shuttled off to the United States, backed by United States dollars and the funding of the Department of Homeland Security? I mean, it's outrageous.
We call it the ATM route because that's the money route. That's the route that people come through. They never get raped. They don't get murdered. They don't get robbed. Because they pay up front. They pay thousands of bucks. They pay thousands of bucks.
And Anthony Rubin if you remember when he confronted those Syrians, and it was really a little dangerous for Anthony. He's got a wild side to him. He was outnumbered about 10 to 1, and he's confronting those Syrians. That was, they said they were Syrians. That was at China. That's on the road right in front of Hines. So Hines was about 30 or 40 meters from where Anthony was, kind of calling out those Syrians. They were actually staying at China.
So in funneling American dollars to expand the size of this China camp, using U.S. taxpayer dollars to expand, make it a cushy environment for illegal Chinese and other immigrants to stay, and then be ferreted off using luxury buses to the United States. Do I have that correct?
That is correct. That is accurate in detail. Now, again, Chris Martinson, Dr. Chris Martinson and Brett Weinstein and Masako Ganaha and Vandersteel Chuckle, I just had them, not that Chuck needs anybody to take him deep into the jungle. That's where he spends a lot of his time.
It's an Imbarah village. It's an Imbarah village instead of 30. River by Pinagua. It took us about 4 hours. See the Chinese on the boats. They get on the horses. It's a total vacation video. I'll send it to you if you haven't seen it yet. But they come through Kanaaldetails video. Part of that route. It's a total vacation.
حضنتي صبايا فهل فيك